Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to SERA English Channel. Oh, it makes me so happy to see you here again. Whether you are watching from your home, your office, your school, or somewhere out in the world, welcome. You are exactly where you need to be right now. And if this is your very first time here, oh, what a perfect day to arrive. You have just joined a family of English learners from all around the world. People just like you, who wake up every day and say, "Today, I will be better than yesterday. Today, I will learn something new." That kind of courage? I love it. I truly do. I am your host, and this is SERA English Channel, Episode 2. Yes, we're back with another story. Another lesson, another chance to grow your English in the most enjoyable way possible. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, I tried to learn English before, with textbooks, with grammar exercises, with long lists of vocabulary words I forgot the next morning. I understand. I really do. But here on SERA English Channel, we do things differently. We believe that the fastest way to truly learn a language, to feel it, to remember it, to use it naturally is through stories. Stories stay with us. Stories move us. Stories teach us things that no grammar book ever could. And today's story? Oh, today's story is one of my absolute favorites. It is a story about a young man who thought he had everything figured out. A story about pride, about failure, about the unexpected teacher who changed his life forever. As always, I will be teaching you powerful English words and expressions along the way. So listen carefully, enjoy the story, and by the end of this video, you will have learned something for your English and something for your life. Are you ready? Let's go. Our story begins in a big, busy city. The kind of city that never sleeps, where the streets are always full, the lights are always on, and everyone is always rushing somewhere. In this city, there was a young man named Marcus. Marcus was 27 years old, and he was, in his own words, very, very good at what he did. He worked at a large company, a technology company, and in just 3 years, he had risen faster than almost anyone else. He had a corner office with a glass window. He had a shiny new car. He wore expensive suits and spoke in meetings with great confidence. And Marcus knew all of this. He was very, very aware of how successful he was. Now, our first English word today is confident. Confident. It means you believe strongly in your own abilities. You feel sure of yourself. You are not afraid. Confidence is a wonderful thing. It helps us speak up. It helps us try new things. It helps us push forward when life gets difficult. But there is a fine line, a very thin line between confidence and arrogance. Do you know the word arrogance? Arrogance means you believe you are better than other people. You look down on others. You stop listening. You stop learning because you believe you already know everything. Marcus had crossed that thin line without even noticing. He interrupted people in meetings. He dismissed ideas that were not his own. He spoke to junior staff members as if their opinions did not matter. And when things went wrong, and sometimes things did go wrong, Marcus always found a way to make sure the blame landed on someone else. His colleagues had a nickname for him behind his back. They called him the Untouchable, not because they admired him, but because no matter what happened, Marcus always seemed to escape without consequence. Now, there was one person at this company who Marcus truly did not respect. Her name was Mrs. Osei. Mrs. Osei was the office cleaner. She came in every morning at 6 o'clock before anyone else arrived. She mopped the floors. She wiped down the surfaces. She emptied the bins. She kept the whole building clean and running. She was a small woman with a gentle face and warm, quiet eyes. She always smiled when she passed people in the corridor. She always said good morning. She always asked how you were, and she actually meant it. She actually waited for the answer. But Marcus never noticed any of this. To Marcus, Mrs. Osei was invisible. And that word, invisible, is our next English word. Invisible. It means something or someone that cannot be seen or that people choose not to see. We say a person feels invisible when the people around them look through them, past them, as if they are not there, as if they do not matter. It is one of the loneliest feelings in the world. To be in a room full of people and feel completely invisible. Marcus never said good morning to Mrs. Osei. He never made eye contact. One time, he spilled an entire cup of coffee on the floor in front of her and simply walked away without a word, without a glance, without a second thought. Mrs. Osei cleaned it up. She said nothing. She simply smiled to herself quietly and moved on. Now, life has a wonderful way of teaching us the lessons we are not willing to learn on our own. And one Tuesday morning in October, Marcus's lesson arrived. He walked into the office at his usual time, 9:15, not 9 o'clock, because Marcus believed that arriving exactly on time was for people who had nothing better to do. But that morning, something was different. His manager's door was closed. Two people from the Human Resources Department were standing in the hallway with serious expressions. A few of his colleagues were gathered in small, quiet groups, speaking in low voices. Marcus felt a strange feeling in his stomach. Within 20 minutes, he was sitting in a meeting room across from his manager and two senior directors. The company had discovered a significant mistake, a very serious error in a project that Marcus had led 6 months earlier. An error that had cost the company a large amount of money. An error that, upon investigation, could be traced back to decisions that Marcus had made and had never properly communicated to his team. Marcus opened his mouth to explain, to deflect, to find someone else to point at the way he always did. But this time, it did not work. The word deflect is very interesting. Let's learn it together. To deflect means to turn something away from yourself. When we deflect blame, we try to redirect it to make it point at someone else instead of us. Marcus had been deflecting his whole career. But on this Tuesday morning in October, there was nowhere left to deflect to. By lunchtime, Marcus had been suspended from his position pending a full investigation. He walked out of the building in a daze. His shiny car was in the parking lot. His expensive suit was on his back. But his corner office with the glass window, that was gone. For the first weeks, Marcus was angry. He called his friends and told them the company was unfair. He called his family and said he was the victim of office politics. He stayed up late, pacing around his apartment, replaying every conversation, every meeting, every moment, and in his version of events, he was always right, and everyone else was always wrong. But slowly, as the weeks passed, the anger began to cool. And underneath the anger, for the first time in a very long time, Marcus began to feel something else.
Shame.
Shame is a heavy word, and a heavy feeling. It is the feeling you get when you realize that you have behaved in a way that does not reflect who you truly want to be. Marcus began to remember small moments he had pushed away. The look on a junior colleague's face when he dismissed her idea in a meeting. The silence that fell over a room when he entered it. The way people seemed to breathe easier when he left. He had not been the untouchable. He had been something else entirely. He had been unkind. And that realization, quiet, sharp, and honest, changed something inside of him. One morning, 2 months after everything had fallen apart, Marcus woke up early. Earlier than usual. He could not sleep. He put on some old clothes, not his suit, just ordinary clothes, and he walked to a small cafe near his apartment. The cafe was simple and warm. It smelled of coffee and fresh pastries. There were a few people scattered around, some reading, some on their laptops, some just sitting quietly with their thoughts. Marcus ordered a coffee and sat by the window. And that is when he saw her, Mrs. Osei. She was sitting 2 tables away from him, reading a book. A thick book with small print, and she was reading it with great focus and a small smile on her face, as if the words inside were giving her genuine joy. Marcus stared for a moment. He had never seen her outside of the office before. He had never really seen her at all. She looked up, and their eyes met. For a moment, Marcus considered looking away. He felt a wave of something, embarrassment, discomfort, the desire to disappear. But instead, he nodded. Slowly. A small, genuine nod. And Mrs. Osei smiled. Not a polite smile. A real one. Wide and warm, as if his acknowledgement was the most natural and welcome thing in the world. Marcus looked down at his coffee. And then, before he could stop himself, he stood up, walked to her table, and said the 3 words that had perhaps come most difficult to him in his entire adult life. "May I sit?" Mrs. Osei gestured to the chair across from her. "Of course," she said. "Please." They talked for 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, Marcus learned more than he had learned in 3 years behind his glass office window. He learned that Mrs. Osei had a degree in civil engineering from a university in Ghana, that she had come to this country 15 years ago with her husband and 2 children and had spent years trying to have her qualifications recognized, that while she waited, she worked, she cleaned offices, she cooked for families, she did whatever was needed, not with bitterness, with dignity. Dignity. Let's pause on this word together. Dignity means carrying yourself with self-respect and grace, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what job you have, no matter what people think of you, no matter who sees you or does not see you. Mrs. Osei had more dignity in her quiet morning smile than Marcus had ever had in his corner office with his shiny car and his expensive suits. She was also, Marcus discovered, currently studying for an additional certification in project management at 53 years old because she believed it was never too late to keep growing. Marcus sat back in his chair and was quiet for a moment. "Were you not angry?" he asked finally. "Working in that office, cleaning up after people who never even looked at you?" Mrs. Osei considered the question thoughtfully. "Anger," she said, "is a fire that burns the one who holds it, not the one it is aimed at." Marcus repeated the words slowly in his mind. "Anger is a fire that burns the one who holds it." "Then what did you feel?" he asked. She smiled. "I felt patient," she said, "because I knew who I was. And no one else's blindness could take that from me." Marcus left the cafe that morning a different person. Not completely changed, Change does not happen in a single morning over a cup of coffee. Real change is slow. It is quiet. It is a decision you make again and again every day. But something had shifted. He went home and wrote a letter. A long, honest, uncomfortable letter to the junior colleague whose idea he had dismissed in that meeting. He apologized, not with excuses, not with explanations, just with honesty. He wrote similar letters to 2 other colleagues. He did not know if they would respond. He did not write the letters to make himself feel better, or to restore his reputation, or to get his job back. He wrote them because it was right. And that choosing to do something because it is right, rather than because it benefits you, is one of the most mature and difficult forms of growth a human being can achieve. Over the following months, Marcus's life looked very different on the outside. He was no longer suspended, but he returned to the company in a different role, a smaller role, with less authority, less pay, and no corner office. Some people expected him to be humiliated, to leave, but Marcus stayed. He came in at 9 o'clock, on time like everyone else. He listened in meetings instead of talking over people. He asked questions instead of giving orders. He learned the names of every single person in that building, including the people who cleaned it, who ran the mailroom, who operated the reception desk. And slowly, something remarkable happened. People began to trust him. Not because he was the smartest person in the room, not because he was the most qualified, not because of his suit or his title. They trusted him because he had become someone trustworthy. And trust, once truly earned, is worth more than any corner office in the world. Now, let's review the beautiful English words and expressions from today's story. Number 1, confident. Feeling sure of yourself and your abilities. She spoke in a confident voice during the interview. Number 2, arrogance. Believing you are better than others, which stops you from listening or learning. His arrogance made it impossible for him to accept advice. Number 3, invisible. Unable to be seen, or chosen not to be seen. Many hardworking people in our communities feel invisible. Number 4, deflect. To redirect something away from yourself. Instead of apologizing, he tried to deflect the blame onto his teammate. Number 5, shame. The feeling of realizing you have acted in a way that does not reflect your values. She felt a deep sense of shame after she realized what she had said. Number 6, dignity. Carrying yourself with self-respect and grace, regardless of your situation. He lost his job, but never lost his dignity. Number 7, trust. The belief that someone is honest, reliable, and good. Trust takes years to build and only moments to break. And our expression for today, anger is a fire that burns the one who holds it. This means holding on to anger hurts you more than it hurts anyone else. Let it go. For your own peace. 7 words. 1 powerful expression. All from one story. Beautiful, right? Every story has a moral. And today's story has 3 lessons that I hope you carry with you. The first lesson, look at the people around you. Really look. The most remarkable human beings are not always in the most remarkable positions. Sometimes the wisest person in the building is mopping the floor. Sometimes the most inspiring story belongs to someone whose name you have never bothered to learn. Look around you. See people. All people. The second lesson, failure is not the end. It is an education. Marcus lost his office, his title, and his pride. And in losing all of those things, he found something far more valuable: his character. Do not be afraid of your failures. Be afraid of missing the lesson inside them. The third lesson: dignity cannot be taken from you. People can take your job. They can take your status. They can take your office and your title and your reputation. But they cannot take who you are on the inside. That belongs to you. Protect it. Carry it. And never, ever trade it for the approval of people who do not truly see you. Oh, my friends, what a journey we have been on together today. I hope this story made you feel something. I hope it made you think about someone in your life who you perhaps have not been seeing fully. Maybe a colleague, maybe a neighbor, maybe someone at home who does every small thing that keeps your world running smoothly. Today, just today, I want you to see them, acknowledge them, say thank you, look them in the eye. It costs you nothing, and it might mean everything to them. Now, your English challenge for today. In the comments below, I want you to use one of our vocabulary words in a sentence. Or, if you are feeling brave, tell me about a time when you felt invisible and how it made you feel. Practice your English and share your story. Our community in the comments is one of the kindest places on the internet. I promise you that. If you watched all the way to this point, I am so proud of you. Truly. You just spent meaningful time improving your English and growing as a person at the same time. Not everyone does that, but you did, and that matters. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps so many more English learners around the world find this channel and start their own journey. And if you are not yet part of the SERA English Channel family, what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now. Click that button, ring the bell, and make sure you never miss a single story, a single lesson, a single episode. We have so much more coming. More stories, more vocabulary, more moments that will make you laugh, make you think, and make your English stronger every single week. This is episode 2, and we're just getting started. Thank you for being here, my beautiful friends. Thank you for learning. Thank you for growing. Thank you for choosing kindness in your own life every single day. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and always, always remember, every person you meet has a story worth hearing. I will see you in episode 3. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.